What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, it's been a while, but we have a video from Sam Nito. Real competition is coming for Overwatch 2 finally. Now, it's probably going to be Marvel Rivals. However, I am a fan of Sam Nito. I agree with a lot of what Sam Nito has to say. With that being said, we're going to hear him out on this. And yeah, if you enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content, gaming news. I'm going to link his video and channel in the description below. Go check him out. Here we go.
This game, in its alpha, released with more features than Overwatch 2 did. The reason why people have stuck with Overwatch is because of the character identity. Marvel can do character identity better than Overwatch. Not in Overwatch.
Overwatch. In fact, it feels like a real Overwatch 2.
Yeah, it does.
Kinda.
I'm better. I am better.
So, I'm in the alpha for Marvel Rivals, and with 7 hours under my belt now, I'm ready to put in another 8.
Damn, I didn't know I'd be reacting to him reacting to something. Classic. Here we go.
After I'm done with this video, because for those of you that don't know, Marvel made a 66 hero shooter, and this might be the best thing Marvel's done since Endgame. I am not kidding. Now, I know what you're thinking right off the bat. Brad, isn't this just discount Overwatch? There's no way a game like this could possibly take on
actually
Blizzard
is better.
and actually, wait, what did you just do? Oh, yeah.
It's not. The reason it's not discount Overwatch is because it's Marvel. When you play Iron Man, you feel like Iron Man. When you're Spider-Man, you feel like Spider-Man. When you're Black Panther, like when you pick these characters, you feel like these characters. And they made Hela pretty cool. They made I forget her name, but the chick with the sword that turns into a demon or whatever. She you know, she's not really gotten any type of love or anything in the movies or TV shows or anything like that. So it's pretty cool to see that. They introduced cool characters like that shark, Jeff the Shark, whatever the name. Like, they do their character design so unique, you feel like that character. No two characters play the same, and that's how it should be. And for a long time, that's how Overwatch was until they went to 5v5, and now you have to have characters have some similarities. Otherwise, there will always be somebody better to choose, which would inherently mean there are people that just would not get picked as characters.
Yeah, there's destructible environments. Oh, that's pretty... Is that Spider-Man? Oh yeah, he's like a Genji on crack. His web swinging's pretty good, and it feels like they ripped him out of the Insomniac games. I mean, it's literally Yuri, and yeah, he's pretty tough to learn, but dude, he's so fun. What is that? Oh, Doctor Strange? Yeah, imagine if Reinhardt could fly and had a portal gun, and don't even get me started on Star-Lord, because this guy is so cool. The game even has a built-in theater mode. Oh, also, do you want to join my faction? We're gearing up for the tournament mode, and, well, there's a cash prize for it, and they're adding comp tomorrow, so we can all gear up and kind of train for it, and, oh, by the way, it's 6v6. Oh my god, it's more of a sequel to Overwatch than Overwatch 2 is. Yeah, that's what I said.
It's so funny.
Holy shit. Have a code? No one hates Overwatch more than Overwatch players. Please help me. For an alpha build, Marvel Rivals is taking some pretty big swings. Made by NetEase Games, Blizzard's best friend turned enemy turned friend again, whose portfolio consists only of mobile games. We'll get to it. I went into this alpha skeptical, because if you Google NetEase Games, their reputation is, well, they make mobile games, but as soon as the game launched, I realized I was in for a treat. Right off the bat, this game's quality is crazy. When you see a menu like this, where the characters pop out, have demo abilities, difficulty rankings, show their synergies, and, oh yeah, recommend strategies and combos for how to use them, it's pretty clear to me that...
Yeah, there's literally character combo. You can ride Groot as Rocket Raccoon, and then both still play independently. Like, that is so cool. That is so freaking cool.
NetEase Games knows what they're doing. You see, this game already answers a problem Overwatch has. Learning curve. As someone who got into Overwatch pretty late into the game, I remember being completely overwhelmed by this screen. I mean, the sheer volume of characters alone is intimidating, not to mention what average Overwatch gameplay looks like. Rivals is showing that it's not only looking at experienced players, because some of these characters are absolutely cracked, but also wants to be an on-ramp for people Overwatch in its 10 years of characters, metas, rosters, and experience have left behind. I'm not going to Overwatch University. I'm sorry. Getting into my first game, what struck me the most were the character designs. Star-Lord hasn't looked this good in a game since, ever. And oddly enough, all of the base character designs are just really good, except for Magneto, who's, oddly not purple. I don't have a favorite color or anything. It's fine, but, like, he's not purple. Be wary. Was that Obi-Wan? So like most hero shooters, the characters are broken up in 3 classes. A tanky boyo for us meatheads, DPS characters for ADH kids and annoying people, and healers for all your bisexual friends to fawn over. The quality. To give you an example of how fun the kits are, I mean, just look at Star-Lord. I ended up picking him first because this guy Frame One picked Spider-Man, and honestly, I'm glad he did because Star-Lord goes crazy. I've seen a lot of people immediately compare him to Tracer because, oh my god, 2 guns and he moves around fast. But
like Tracer.
Guys,
he's, like
he's not Tracer. He's if Soldier 76, High Noon, and Amazon Alexa had a baby because, he's so chill to play. He's armed with laser-like submachine guns. His left shift lets him fly around for a few seconds. Right click does this sick dodge and reload thing. His E is, Reaper ult, and his actual ult is aimbot. Oh my god, and surprisingly, every character in this game is kind of built like this, and, well, it makes sense because they get to learn from all of Overwatch's mistakes and start fresh.
I think I struck the mother load. Those...
Nothing to worry about, just using the scope.
See, another problem that Overwatch has, aside from just general hero bloat, is that a lot of the characters they've added do not work in their classes now. Support heroes like Kiriko or Moira that either do a huge amounts of damage if you have high skill or, you know, just play the game for you, don't really belong in a bisexual support category. Because what's the point of DPS if the person who can heal does more damage? And Rivals recognizes this with its kits, and those playstyles are fun to play, but make sure to keep them in the right spots. In fact, this game doesn't just borrow from Overwatch, it borrows from a lot of games, iterating on gaming's best character skills, mixing and matching them, and then using them in some really interesting ways like we saw in Star-Lord. Spider-Man is like if Doomfist had to rely on his speed and agility instead of his block to stay alive, and I'm kind of scared what Genji players will do with him because, well, you get jumped by him already, he's a menace.
Yeah.
No, he definitely says fucking...
Oh my god,
The Hulk is a Twink-like character that starts out as a Twinkie banner, and then you hit Q and experience Twink death. He's got a rechargeable jump, ranged clap attacks, a stun, and he gives shields to your teammate. The Punisher is the classic I can't believe it's not Call of Duty character, and despite being built like a meatball, this guy can move. They gave him the really fun twist of having Pathfinder's grapple from Apex, Valorant's smokes, and Salvador's ult from Borderlands 2.
Yep,
and,
Salvador's ult.
Groot's playing Fortnite. I'm not kidding.
Fortnite.
And I can already hear the chatter about how this game is stealing from Overwatch, but here's the thing, guys. They're actually breaking the mold, because Doctor Strange is one of the coolest characters in this game for one ability alone. Portal.
Yeah.
This portal's so
2.
cool.
Two
Portal
portals.
2.
You can put down 2 portals. Not only does this ability completely change how you approach attacking and defending points in game modes like hardpoint, cart push, or tug of war, because suddenly a whole team can come from anywhere, but they're Portal 2 portals. You can shoot through them.
It's fucking
I
awesome.
didn't even think about that. Creativity we're gonna see from people using these for lineups and angles alone is going to be insane, let alone strategy and moving around the map. And again, it shows that NetEase is not only just borrowing the formula from Overwatch, but is willing to mess with it and take risks. I mean,
I just, again, it's like the things you can do with Marvel character, and there's so fucking many. You can do so much, and it's going to be so cool. And you can't even say that they're necessarily stealing that ability from Overwatch, because it's like these are things these characters, these already established characters, do. All Overwatch can do is look at them like, oh, that's a cool ability, and then implement it. But if they do that, then they're losing, you know what I mean? And I've been trying to find a game that relates to Overwatch because I'm just so tired of it. But you know, there's Paladins and Apex and whatever like Concord. None of these games are Overwatch. And like he had said at the beginning, and I'm sure he'll touch on later, one of the things that really separates Overwatch from other games is the character design. How it feels to pick these unique characters. As soon as they started releasing Bap, Moira, Kiriko, like it just went downhill from there. And you know, Marvel Rivals shouldn't ever have that issue because there's already abilities and lore and whatnot to go off of with these characters. Now, don't get me wrong, they fucked up with Thor, but hopefully when the game actually comes out, they'll let him fly. And
the game isn't even first person for a reason. FPS games are great for shooting. I mean, first-person shooter. It's in the name, but one thing that first-person perspective games have always struggled with is melee. From Skyrim's combat to Genji from Overwatch and, well, Dying Light where it actually works pretty good. First-person melee combat is really hard to get right. When you're approaching characters like Spider-Man, Magic, Hulk, and Black Panther, if you went first-person, you'd have to compromise a huge amount of what makes those characters special to work as an FPS. Can you imagine a first-person Spider-Man game?
Yeah, it would look horrible.
Oh, it would be sick. To put it simply, the third-person angle was something I was really skeptical of, but for what this game's trying to do, it actually works pretty well. There are moments where Spider-Man genuinely looks and feels like he was ripped out of the Insomniac games. Magic plays like a Devil May Cry character, and the Hulk feels like he's in an open world
Black
PS2
Panther feels
game,
amazing.
And when you put these really fun melee characters in an already chaotic formula, it just
Oh, nice
works.
spear.
And again, it kind of blows my mind how well this playtest is going.
I agree.
It feels less of an experiment and more of a warning shot to Overwatch. Because it is. These two have deep beef, but we're gonna make a long story short. NetEase is one of China's biggest game devs and publishers, and from 2008 to 2002 was Blizzard's BFF. In fact, they were such good friends that they were actually the ones distributing Blizzard's games into China. But in 2022, things went sour when the two had a huge falling out for, yeah, you guessed it, greed. You see, Blizzard's old CEO and human greed monster, Bobby Kotick, allegedly wanted 5 years advance pay for their deal, which NetEase said, what? And then a few lawsuits later, Blizzard's out of China. And NetEase is pissed, like statuing up a giant World of Warcraft statue. Pissed. And while these two made up last month since, you know, Xbox is just going around buying and closing every studio they can get their hands on. I like money. Bobby got his $375 million to fuck off, and that was it. We're partners again, right? But it's when I look over this chain of events that I can't help but speculate, and well, we love our gossip here. Guys, I think this game might just be out to prove something and might be a middle finger in Blizzard's direction. While Overwatch has become a shadow of itself, canceling promised features, collaborating with Porsche and K-pop bands, which banger song, but Marvel Rivals is laying the foundation for something great. I mean, what kind of alpha launches with a working theater mode, Clash of Clans faction systems applied mine today, competitive mode on day 2, a feature where everyone gets play the game at the end of the round if you click on their name, and a story that's already progressed more than Overwatch's story has in the past 8 years. They're still on this, and part of me, maybe naively, thinks that a game being this good gameplay-wise off the bat can start to wake up the giant. These guys have history, right? Like, come on! Do something. Get up. Guys, I didn't make that thumbnail for no reason or for clickbait. We want Blizzard to sweat and try to do better. We can get 2 cakes. I think with Marvel Rivals, a lot of people were really stressed out about that first word. Honestly, I don't really get it because, yeah, Marvel's Avengers sucked, but even I can recognize that Guardians and Midnight Sun are pretty good. In fact, I'm surprised people aren't worried about NetEase because, again, if you Google them, there's some red flags. You see, these guys, I learned from multiverses. I'm a growing boy. I wouldn't call them a Chinese EA because that literally exists, but look, they're a super corporation. They abandon games. They help make Diablo Immortal. They make gacha games. They made Diablo Immortal.
Do you guys not have phones?
This is their first real swing at a quote-unquote real game, and yet I'm kind of optimistic. I mean, I feel like this is kind of a good matchup. With Marvel and its massive well of characters to dig into tied to a game like this, it really plays to its strengths. For a hero shooter, that logo is a blessing. It's the it factor. No one's gonna care about Paladins, even if it has better gameplay than Overwatch because, well, people are attached to and love these characters. Is one of my favorite types of brain rot. It's Anu. Is iconic even today, and Shell Bebop is practically a brand of his own on TikTok.
But Marvel can do this.
With a hero shooter
this is what I'm saying. The reason why people have stuck with Overwatch is because of the character identity. Marvel can do character identity better than Overwatch. It is the only IP that if they made a game like this, which they did, and it was really good, that directly competes with Overwatch. I'm not saying that Marvel Rivals is going to kill Overwatch. I'm not saying that. But what I can personally guarantee you right here, right now, is that it will take some of Overwatch's players.
I'm going to go off of that. It's going to take a lot. I've been watching since the beta, alpha, whatever it is, since it came out. I've been looking at the Twitch viewership. And, you know, drops might have something to do with it too. But Marvel Rivals has consistently had way more than Overwatch, way more. Now, yeah, it could be like it's new, fresh new thing or whatever, but considering I'm pretty sure Marvel has more fans than Overwatch does already, it's not looking too good when this game comes out for everybody, because I promise you I would have been playing Marvel Rivals since it fucking dropped. Everyone loves having new characters to learn, new content to learn, and things like that. With there being so many characters, people are going to be playing this for weeks. We tried out freaking Juno. Juno's not going to hit for a lot of people. Juno didn't hit for a lot of people. Releasing one character every other season is not going to work anymore. It's not going to work anymore. So they're going to have to sit down, think about that, as well as everything that they had said with the SVB and Flats podcast, and really start changing some stuff up, because their numbers are going to get low. The money's going to start draining, and I haven't opened Overwatch in I don't even know how long, personally, so I can only imagine how many, and again, I'm more casual, kind of more than that, but, you know, if I'm doing that, I can only imagine how the typical casual person who plays every now and then is, I mean, with so many other games coming out too, attention's divided. Attention is definitely divided.
It is Overwatch's first real direct competitor in 8 years. And Overwatch as a franchise has never been more vulnerable than it is right now.
Step up.
The gameplay loop is worse. Character identities have been destroyed. The community is not satisfied after the years of false promises with Overwatch 2. And yet this game, in its alpha, released with more features than Overwatch 2 did. You're going to have about the same amount of characters. And guess what, guys? They're going to be able to come out with more faster because they're already designed in Marvel.
Yep, exactly.
And they all have insane history with tons of storytelling and comics.
I'm telling you, when they drop Ghost Rider or Blade, it's over. I'm there, and I'm not leaving.
The atmosphere of Asgard was captured brilliantly with a wider audience of fans in the world than Overwatch has because it's Marvel. I'm trying to tell you guys, if you have not been put on notice about Marvel Rivals yet, wake up. It is coming.
It is
and this is why I've been arguing for Blizzard so much. Unfortunately, nobody's going to realize until it's too late. And all we can say is that we tried, you know?
Character-based game today because, well, the love is already there. And what IP has been more dominant in pop culture in the last decade?
You know what? No, fuck the love. Fuck the love. I have invested so many hours and money into that game, I can't let it go.
Spider-Man alone is going to get people to flock to this game. He's the biggest superhero ever. And then add in other icons like Iron Man, Hulk, Groot. And that's just the stuff that's in the game now. It's that Guess Who game of who's next that keeps these games alive and really offers some of the best marketing that exists in games. I mean, Multiverses has been gone for a year, lost all of the faith in its fans, and somehow the Mark Hamill Joker is reviving this thing. Motherfuckers, I'm still not over this. You guys are getting excited over this slot? I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset. I can't do it again. I can't do it again. Marvel just has such a pool of characters to draw from. I mean, imagine it's Deadpool, Wolverine, Ant-Man, Daredevil, that one guy in all of the Spider-Man movies, or cool comic book characters like Squirrel Girl, or
let them drop Wolverine and Deadpool. Oh my god.
Jeff the motherfucking Shark. Literally anything is fair game here, and that's where NetEase comes into the partnership. I mean, monetizing in a game like this is pretty good and pretty harmless, all things considered. It's like I said, live service sucks. If the game is good, free, and well, the purchases are optional, everybody eats. Spider-Punk's already in the game, World Hulk is already in the game, and it's in third person so you can actually see them. Oh my god. And I'm gonna get real here. The game's not perfect. It's a little stuttery at times, and the balancing needs work because Wanda can do, oh, it's Wanda from WandaVision! She's solo ulting me! That, and, what happened? This should probably get nerfed just a little bit, but the way I view it, damage tweaks are way more fixable than an inherently broken game, and, well, if they wanted to do the money squeeze, why did they keep microtransactions out of this? I mean, they could have put a multiverses and started selling a founder pack from the start, right, guys? Obviously, at the end of the day, it's a free-to-play live service game, and it's gonna need to make money. It's an alpha right now, it's really early to say how things are gonna go, but I gotta say, they didn't need to make the battle pass free, include premium currency, not allow in-game purchases yet, and then make a heater of a game on top.
I forgot about that. It's gonna be free to play, I think. It's going to be free to fucking play. Dude, Overwatch is cooked.
Each character design shows so much care and love, and this game was made by people who are fans of Marvel and hero shooters. It's in details like these pop-out animations in the main menu that show such effort on something that, well, it could have just been a highlight, but they took their time with it, and that's a really, really good sign. This game doesn't feel like a cash grab aesthetic change of Overwatch. No, that's Overwatch 2.
Oh! Let me just say this. Let me just say this, boys. Let me just say this real quick. That could not have summarized Marvel Rivals any better. I already have 50 hours almost on this game. I already have almost 50 hours on this game. And I can tell you, it feels more like Overwatch than Overwatch 2 does.
Yeah. Blizzard Overwatch, man. Be ready. Be vigilant. Things are going to get dicey when this game drops. With it being free to play, I'm worried because I love Overwatch. I love the characters, but the characters I personally love, I have not been able to fucking play. Reinhardt, Sigma, like, they just haven't, and they also haven't made support really for me. Like, it's just, there are better games. There are better games, and there are people. Times are changing. People are coming out with better games. Still, it's dicey, and I'm worried. I'm worried for them. But regardless, let me know your comment or your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video. I'm gonna link. I'm going to link Sam's video in the description, and then I'll try to get the original video. I didn't know it was going to be a reaction to a reaction. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.